Now that we have written the pseudocode for merging two sorted arrays, let's go ahead and implement the same algorithm using Python. Okay, for that I'm going to go into my project. Inside the sorting folder, I'm going to create a new file. I'll be calling the file as merge two sorted arrays, or you can call lists also based on your requirement and based on your understanding. So in that, I'll simply be creating a class merge to sorted arrays. Okay, in this I'll simply be writing a function def merge to sorted arrays. Okay, first argument is always the current object's reference, and one array or list is coming inside the variable a1 and the second array or list is coming in the variable a2. Now our job is to write a logic for merging these two sorted lists into a single list or array. For that, in the beginning, let me just read the length of a1 inside the variable a1 dot length of a1. Similarly, just let me copy it and let me read the length of a2 inside the variable length of a2. Now we have the lengths of arrays a1 and a2 inside these two variables. As part of the pseudocode, if you remember, we defined couple of variables to hold the current indexes that are being processed inside the logic, right? For that, I'm defining two variables I and j, which I'm initializing with 0. Now to hold the all the values from a1 and a2, we will have to create a new array of size length of a1 plus length of a2. For that, I'll simply be creating a one element array, and I'll simply be multiplying it with length of a1 plus length of a2. Okay, this is a Python way of initializing a specific array of size with default values. So I'm essentially creating a new array of size length of a1 plus length of a2, and I'm declaring or initializing all the values in it with 0, so that in the later on when I actually implement the functionality, I will go and override those values with the specific values from either the values of a1 or the values of a2. Now to hold the current index that is being processed, I'll simply define a variable current index equal to 0. This actually represents the index that we are processing right now. Now all we have to do is the value is less than length of a1 and the value of j is less than length of a2. If this is the case, what we will do, we will compare the values of the element at ith index from the array 1 and the value at the jth index in the array 2. We will compare those two. Based on those two values nature, we will take that value into the resulting array, right? So first let's compare those two values. If a1 of I is greater than a2 of j, that means whatever the value we have in the second array is smaller than whatever the value we have in the first array, which is a1. See, I'm comparing here only greater than. You can do greater than or equal to, because when the values in the both arrays is same, it really doesn't matter where you are going to pick the value, whether you're going to pick the value from a1, whether you're going to pick the value from a2. It really doesn't matter. But when I explain the pseudocode, I picked the value from the a1, right? That's why I'm going to go ahead and use the same here. In here, what we will have to do, result array of current index equal to a2 of j. Okay, now we have successfully processed the value at jth index of second array. So we will have to move on to the next element by simply incrementing the index by 1. In the later approaches, we will have to fill the next index in the resulting arrays. For that, I'll simply be incrementing current index equal to current index plus 1. Okay, if none of these cases, if the above case doesn't meet, then we will have to pick the value from the first array. That is nothing but result of current index equal to a1 of I. Okay, that means we have pulled the value from ith index of a1 into the resulting array. Now we will have to move on to the next index of the array by incrementing to I equal to I plus 1. Obviously current index should also move on to next index, so current index also will get incremented by 1. Okay, by the time we complete this loop, we would have exhausted the values either in A1 or in A2 if both of the arrays have different lengths. If both arrays have same lengths, this logic itself will suffice. But otherwise, if either array 1 or array 2 has more number of values, we will still be remained with some of the values that we need to process. To process that, if we have some values that are left inside the array 1 itself, then whatever the value we have in I is will still be less than the length of a1. In this case, what we will do, we will pick the value from we will pick the value from a1, right? Result array of current index equal to a1 of I. Now similarly, to move on to next element, I equal to I plus 1, current index equal to current index plus 1. Okay, we have handled the case where we have few elements still left inside the array a1. What if a1 length is less, a2 length is more? Then we will have more values left inside the array a2, right? To process those values, we will simply run while j is less than length of a2. What we will simply do, we will take all the values from jth index and we will put it into resulting array. So result array of current index equal to a2 of j and j equal to j plus 1 and current index equal to current index plus 1. Okay, in the end, once we complete all this logic, right, we will have to return the merged array, which is nothing but result. Okay, now we have successfully written all the logic that we would be requiring for merging two sorted arrays. So what we will do now, we will simply be calling this merge two sorted arrays function and see if it is actually merging the two sorted arrays, so that the resulting array will also remain either sorted or not. For that, let me just define an object merge two arrays equal to merge two sorted arrays. From this mta dot merge two sorted arrays, let's say I want to pass the values 1, 2, 10, 11, and in the second array I want to pass minus 11, 1, 3, 10. Now let's try to store it in some variable called merged array equal to this one. Now let's try to print merged array. Okay, now let's try to execute it. For that, I'm going to go to terminal, new terminal. This file is inside the sorting, right? So we will simply be doing python 3 sorting merge two sorted arrays. If you observe the resulting array that we have got, minus 11, 1, 1, 2, 3, 10, 10 and 11. Minus 11, 1, 1, 2, 3, 10, 10, 11. Okay, that is how we actually perform merging of two sorted arrays, so that the resulting array will also remain sorted in the end. If you try to perform sorting with few values in list 1 and there are no values in list at all in the other list also, if you run the code, you will see the same output here. Okay, even if the second array has, if one of the array has more values also, let's say 11, 13, 15, 20. Okay, now if I try to run this logic also, I should see the resulting merged array which has all the values sorted in the similar fashion. Okay, this is how we actually perform merging of two sorted arrays. Now that we have seen this, let's go ahead and let's try to understand the merge sorting algorithm.